Today is like a perfect day. I'm excited because I came up with a plan. So I've been kind of stressing out about this cage thing, primarily because it's so heavy. I'm thinking, like, how am I gonna fit it in the car and figure out like exactly what fits together where, because it's in like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Well, you'll see in a little bit. But the challenge is it's extremely heavy, and I don't have anybody to hold the other side and help me position in the car to even figure out where the weld points would be. Once I figure out where the weld points will be, or where it's going to actually bracket into the frame, then I'll be able to figure out where I'm going to like relocate this fuel line, which I don't even believe it still is a fuel line. I think it's a dead line. Anyways, so we got a lot to do. What I'm trying to say is there's an overwhelmingly amount of long things to do. So I've got a list on my phone. And first things first, I'm going to pull out old Ben here. I'm going to bring in the roll cage pieces. I'm going to look at them. I also think that I'm going to need to trim them. And guess what? I don't have the type of saw that will do that, which will require me to go to Harbor Freight. So it's a whole long plan actually, and we'll get to it step by step. While you're here, please like and subscribe. If you miss any videos in this series, I'll link them here. Let's get to it. My 1980 C3 Corvette project car. Hot diggity dog. Hot diggity dog. The moment you've all been waiting for, the actual cage. I've talked about it so much, you probably didn't even think it existed, but I got this on Summit. It was around $350, $400 from what I remember, and it's supposed to be fitted for a 1980 C3 Corvette. I forget which brand it is right now, but it's a brand I saw on the internet. I researched it, had seemingly good reviews. Anyways, the package came wet. It didn't get wet in my garage. It's slimy, it's wet, and there's even surface rust on it. You know, my faith, my ambition for this cage and my determination it's all waning. And this wet saran wrap, it didn't bode well for my determination, let me tell you. The fact that it's not fitting in my car is a whole nother side, but you'll see that. So the good news is when I opened up these pieces, look, they already have the fish mouth, whatever notch in it. So that's cool. That's going to save me from having to do that. I still need a saw to like trim it and stuff. And I'm still going to make my little mock-up tubing cage so I can figure out a perfect fit before I put this one in. But the weird thing is that it's wet. Like, it must have been rained on or got wet from like the I don't know, the manufacturer. So it's like wet and slimy under the plastic. Very weird. It definitely didn't get wet in my garage. So it's like, even has like surface rust on it. Super odd. Wet and slimy under the plastic. I think this is one of those "that's what she said" jokes. I can't be certain, but I'll let you tell me in the comments if I'm on the right track with that. And now it's time for nothing but some grinding satisfaction. Again, that's what she said? I don't know where I'm going with this. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but yeah, that center bar, nope, it didn't fit. And then I tried to pry it open as if I was going to jam it in there. Didn't fit. So I know I'm going to have to buy a saw. I mean, I've got lots of saws. I just don't have the right saw for this. And I'm not going to use a, cutoff wheel or something that's going to lead to some kind of catastrophic bodily harm. I will do it the right way. All right, I sanded all that surface rust off and like the leftover sticky stuff and the weird water that was under the packaging that was really slimy. I still have to clean these plates. Definitely gonna have to trim them down to size. But, okay, let's go make our makeshift cage out of plastic. So we're gonna go to Home Depot. We gotta warm up that Corvette though for like 15 minutes. I gotta measure how much length I actually need. There's gonna be so many people that make fun of me for doing it this way, but it's all gonna make sense once you see what I'm doing and why. Just trust me, just trust me. I'm so excited to run errands in my car. Like, I love just running normal errands. I've got so many things to do, and I'm going to take my Corvette. But first, I'm going to take the T-tops off. Who am I kidding, though? The passenger side. It wasn't latched on. We all know this because the weather strip is so thick. So I'm going to take this opportunity to lay the T-top in the sun and let it bask in its glory and hopefully sort of soften up while I'm gone. Before I do anything, my rear tire is a little bit low on my 91 Camaro. So I'm going to pull that into my shop and fill her up because I don't like anything being amiss with my baby. I love this car. Look at this thing. And then I want to drive it around, but my video is about my Corvette. So we got to stick to it. We're sticking to it. There'll be another time and another place for my beloved 91 Camaro. Little low indeed, I'd say. Little low indeed. For all you people that say that I shouldn't be working on cars and that I don't know what I'm doing, have you even seen me fill a tire? Because that pretty much says it all. I filled it to 40 PSI. You guys, anyone doubting my mechanical ability, just shush now, because I put air in my tire. I'm kidding, of course. Leave it to my mom to be so helpful that she actually moves my car for me so I don't miss out on my spot on the end. The key thing about this spot is it's not under any trees, so there's no bird stuff that gets on my beloved 91 Camaro. And my mom cares just about my cars as I do. We're going to go to Home Depot and get the plastic stuff to make the fake beams, fake roll cage. Oh, of course, I just opened up my beverage and it has erupted on me. And Harbor Freight, Target, because I need new pillows. Let's go. Bye. First stop is the audio store. I'm gonna get wire for my car so I can put the carpet in and not regret life that I didn't think about that ahead of time. I was gonna order it, but I ran out of time. I only go here when I'm very, very desperate because I know that the prices are outlandish. It's such an old school shop. Like, it's got all the displays and, you know, everything's just like ridiculously overpriced. I had to get sound deadening mat one time, and it was like, I swear it was like $200 for, you know, enough just for a door panel. But I was in a pinch. I was in a pickle. So I had to go. And it's kind of fascinating. I mean, you know, it's neat. They got lights and, you know, displays and stuff like that. But you're so much better off going on the interwebs. And you could price match. I mean, you could find the exact same thing on the internet. It will be vastly, greatly cheaper. So scratch that idea. It was the same wire that I had ordered online. I mean, it was the same brand. I had ordered it before, and it was literally 3 times the price. So the last wire that I ordered like enough for my Mustang, which was a lot of wire, and it was like, I don't know, $35 for all the wire I needed. This was gonna be $104 for half the wire. And I'm looking at the brand, it's the same brand, the same gauge, the same oxygen free, and I couldn't stomach it. So I hate to waste their time, but I didn't get it. I'll just order it from the same place I ordered it last time. Yikes.
Shout out to the world so they know.
Can we just talk about the dangers of a parking lot, let alone the Home Depot parking lot? You've got beams and hot dogs and carts of all shapes and sizes. This is like the parking lot version of Paperboy. Like, there's just so much stuff that may harm you. Okay, I'm at Home Depot. I am on such a mission right now. I'm determined, I'm focused. And then I realized that my mom asked me to get her some rocks. She's like, give me some rocks while you're at Home Depot. My mom has a habit of asking me to get the most obscure, odd thing in the store. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to Target, what do you need? And she'll say, I need a tissue paper, dog treats, and like, you know, turtle food. Her requests are always in the polar opposites of each store, where I'm going to like I'm Christopher Columbus. That's who I am. I am Christopher Columbus wherever I go on these missions. So anyways, there's a million rocks here. I don't know what my mom wanted. Pebble, river pebbles, pea pebbles, big rocks, little rocks. I call her 3 times, and I felt like that tiger trainer dude on Netflix who's like, you know, pick up the phone. I called you 10 times and not an F you, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly how I felt. But I figured it out, and I got her these river pebbles. So I'm pretty much daughter of the year now. Thank you very much. Next up is my piping. I thought I was going to be spending a lot of money, but I found several options that would work. And the lowest cost were these like plastic pipes for, it was like $8.99. They were very, very tall, and I struggled with it a little bit, but I got it in my cart. Lots of stairs. People probably wondering what this weird girl in Home Depot getting pipe is doing. But anyways, I got it. And then before I left, I even remembered that I needed a new cutoff wheel. So, hobbled my way back with my big pipes over to the little cutoff section, and I got myself a fresh new, like, you know, those wheels that goes on the angle grinder. I don't know what they're called, but I called it a cutoff wheel. Who cares? You guys know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, and that's pretty much all that matters. I got 2 sizes because I didn't remember the diameter of the shield on my angle grinder, so I thought I'll just go for broke. They're $3.99 each. I'm gonna get both and save myself the heartache from having to go back to Home Depot. By the way, check out my credit card. Check it out. It's coming up. Yep, that is my Camaro. That's my Camaro on my credit card. Don't be jealous. So I got all my goodies in tow, and then it's time to realize that I have a 1980 Corvette and these super long pipes. we're going to have to make do. So I went to the audio store. The wire was like triple the price that it is online, and it's the same brand, so forget that. I'm just gonna order it online. And then I went to Home Depot, and I didn't know how much the stuff was gonna cost me to get like plastic pipe to do my mock-up cage. And it was only $10 for each of these giant tall things that I put in the car. Check this out. Pretty sweet. But yeah, I wasn't about to spend $104 on 20 feet of 16 gauge wire. I don't know what land that was, but it wasn't happening to this land. Oh, and my mom wanted me to get her some river rocks. Well, she didn't say river rocks, she just said rocks. So I didn't know if it was pea pebbles, big rocks, little rocks. I called her 3 times, she finally picked up and described to me the rocks. So I got her the rocks that she needs. So the plan is to use this piping to make a template of that cage, and then I can lightly and easily fit it into the car and figure out where it needs to go. Both of the cutting wheels were too wide in diameter for my angle grinder. It's weird, it scrapes, but like if that size doesn't fit, what size does fit? So I decided to take the guide off, and then I got scared. I thought, I don't want to die, and then I realized I have a Dremel, a good for nothing piece of crud Dremel. And this was the one scenario where it actually worked. I've had this Dremel for like 15 years, never works for nothing. But today it saved me. The white powder that got everywhere. Oh, gosh, that was annoying. Oh, yuck. Had to even take a shower. And I only take 2 showers a week, and I was forced to take a 3rd one because of this white powder. That was a way messier job than I thought it was going to be. But it's pliable, it's secure, and I'm going to do a test fit. Guys, don't make fun of my cage, okay? I made this with my own bare hands, my bare paws. Look it doesn't need to like last a lifetime. It just needs to fit in my car and kind of be able to move around, okay? Not looking for longevity here, you know? I'm gonna throw the whole darn thing in the trash can when I'm done, okay? No, I'm not gonna sell it on offer or Facebook Marketplace as the famous mock-up cage of Garage Fumes Nina. That's not gonna happen. I'm going to throw it away. And it did serve a purpose. I might have gone through all this trouble and it might not even work. The cage might not even work. So where the cage goes, it kind of interferes with the seats. I've seen people do the cage before, but now I'm like tripping out. It's not even like about the welding now. Now I'm wondering if it's even gonna fit without ruining like where the seats go. I am happy with my little mock-up that I made. With the little mock-up I made, I was able to even kind of see the feasibility of putting the cage in, which maybe I should have done before I built the welding kit, but I'll need to weld someday anyways. I'm not saying I'm not going to put the cage in, but I'm getting very discouraged. Discouraged being the word. So, well, I didn't get to Target and I didn't get to Harbor Freight to get my saw. It was pretty much a mission accomplished because I got to build the mock-up, you know, figure out how that would be, and yeah, going down my pieces and stuff. Anyways, progress is progress, right? This is something that needed to be done, and I got it done today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. That's right. Target.